Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare Lincoln penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today we are talking about a coin that many people have held in their hands without ever realizing its hidden story. A simple copper penny, dated 1963, struck at the Denver Mint, carrying the small letter D beneath the date. At first glance it looks ordinary, common, and familiar. But once you look closer, this Lincoln 1-cent coin begins to reveal secrets that make collectors stop, listen carefully, and search their pocket change with excitement. The 1963 D Lincoln penny was minted during a very important period in American history. This was the final era before major changes in coin composition, a time when the United States was still producing pennies with a high copper content. That alone makes this coin special to collectors who value classic metal purity. When you hold this penny, you are holding history from a time when American coins felt heavier, richer, and more solid in the hand. Most people believe that only very old pennies are valuable, but that is not always true. What truly makes a coin rare is not just its age, but its condition, its errors, and its unique characteristics. The 1963 D penny becomes exciting when it appears in exceptionally sharp condition, with full detail in Lincoln's hair, strong lettering, and original red luster still glowing on the surface. Finding one like this today is becoming harder every year. Even more thrilling are the mint errors that can transform this common coin into a collector's dream. Some examples were struck with doubled dies, where parts of the lettering or date appear slightly doubled due to a misaligned die. Others show off center strikes, where the design is shifted, creating a dramatic and eye-catching look. There are also pennies with die cracks, repunched mint marks, weak strikes, or unusual planchet flaws. Each error tells a story of a moment when the minting process went slightly wrong, creating something rare and unforgettable. Collectors listen very carefully when talking about these errors because tiny details make a huge difference. A small doubling on the word liberty, an unusual thickness in the date, or an odd texture in the metal can separate an ordinary penny from one worth serious attention. That is why experienced collectors always recommend using magnification and good lighting when examining this coin. Another reason this penny is loved by collectors is its accessibility. You do not need to spend thousands of dollars to start searching. Many were saved in rolls, jars, and collections, and some still appear in circulation or old family coin boxes. The thrill comes from the hunt, from carefully checking each detail, and from the possibility that the next coin you examine could be something special. For coin lovers, this penny represents patience, knowledge, and passion. It reminds us that value is often hidden in plain sight. A quiet coin, overlooked by many, but respected by those who truly understand its story. So if you have old pennies at home, take your time, look closely, and enjoy the process. Coin collecting is not just about money, it is about discovery and history. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1963 D Lincoln penny is generally worth only a few cents. However, a well-preserved uncirculated example with strong red color can be worth several dollars. Error coins and high-grade examples have sold at auction for amounts ranging from tens of dollars to several $100s, with the finest certified examples reaching values of over $1,000 in exceptional cases. If you enjoyed this deep look into the rare side of a common coin, make sure to listen carefully to every detail, subscribe to History Coins HD, and keep searching your change, because the next valuable coin could already be in your pocket. Coin number 2. We are diving into a coin that many people still overlook, a coin that often sits quietly in jars, drawers, and old collections, yet holds surprising stories beneath its copper surface. The Lincoln 1-cent coin dated 1981 may seem modern compared to classic wheat pennies, but do not underestimate it. This penny belongs to a fascinating transitional era in United States coinage, and for collectors who truly understand it, this year holds more excitement than most people realize. The 1981 Lincoln penny was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was under pressure. Rising metal costs, heavy production demands, and aging mint equipment all came together. These conditions created the perfect environment for mistakes, and in the world of coin collecting, mistakes often mean rarity. While millions of pennies were minted, only a very small number show the special characteristics collectors search for today. This penny features Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait, but the real story is hidden in the details. Sharpness of the strike plays a huge role in desirability. Many 1981 pennies were weakly struck, especially around Lincoln's hair and jawline. Finding an example with full detail, clean surfaces, and strong original color is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins with bright red luster, untouched by circulation, stand out immediately to experienced collectors. Errors are where this coin truly comes alive. Some 1981 pennies show doubled die characteristics, where parts of the date or lettering appear slightly doubled due to die misalignment. These are subtle and often missed by the untrained eye, which makes discovering one even more thrilling. Off-center strikes are another exciting error, where the design appears shifted, leaving blank space on one side of the coin. These dramatic errors instantly capture attention. Collectors also look closely for clipped planchets, where part of the metal blank was improperly cut, resulting in a curved missing section. Die cracks and die chips are also known on this year, creating raised lines or blobs on the coin surface. Each error tells a story of a moment inside the mint when machinery failed, pressure shifted, or timing was off by just a fraction of a second. Another fascinating aspect of the 1981 penny is its place just before major changes to the cent. Within a year, the United States would shift to a different metal composition, making this coin one of the last from a more traditional copper era. That historical position adds long-term appeal, especially for collectors who build complete Lincoln cent sets. What makes this penny especially enjoyable is that it is still possible to find one. You do not need expensive equipment or rare connections. All you need is patience, good lighting, and a careful eye. Coin lovers are encouraged to listen closely, examine slowly, and enjoy every detail. The joy of collecting is not just the value, but the hunt, the learning, and the connection to history. This coin reminds us that rarity is not always obvious. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone who understands its story. That is why collectors continue to study, search, and share knowledge. Every penny has a voice, and the 1981 Lincoln cent has more to say than most people expect. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1981 Lincoln penny is usually worth only a few cents. An uncirculated example with strong red color can be worth several dollars. Error coins and high-grade certified examples have sold at auction for amounts ranging from tens of dollars to several $100s, with exceptional pieces reaching values close to $1,000 in rare cases. If you enjoyed this detailed journey into a hidden collectible, stay tuned with History Coins HD, listen carefully, and keep checking your change, because the next rare coin might already be in your hands. Coin number 3. We are exploring one of the most fascinating and important pennies ever produced by the United States of America. A coin that changed history, confused collectors for decades, and still creates excitement every time it is discovered. The Lincoln 1 cent coin dated 1982 is not just a penny, it is a turning point in American coinage, and every serious coin lover should listen very carefully to its story. The 1982 Lincoln penny was born during a year of crisis for the U.S. Mint. Rising copper prices forced the government to make a dramatic decision that would permanently change the penny. For the first time, the mint transitioned from mostly copper cents to zinc-based cents coated with copper. What makes this year extraordinary is that both types were produced at the same time. This created multiple varieties, and that is where rarity begins. Collectors quickly realized that 1982 pennies exist in several different forms. Some are heavy copper coins, others are lighter zinc coins. Some were struck with large dates, others with small dates. This combination alone makes this year one of the most complex in the entire Lincoln cent series. Identifying the correct variety requires careful observation, patience, and sometimes even weighing the coin, which adds to the excitement of collecting. The real thrill begins when errors enter the picture. During this chaotic transition year, minting mistakes became more common. Some 1982 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, creating copper pennies when zinc should have been used. These transitional errors are among the most desirable modern cent errors ever discovered. There are also examples with weak strikes, improper alloy mixtures, and uneven plating, all of which attract serious collector attention. Doubled die errors are another highlight of this year. Some coins show noticeable doubling in the date, the word Liberty, or the motto. These are subtle and often missed by casual observers, which is why collectors are encouraged to examine every 1982 penny closely. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks also appear on this date, each one telling a story of pressure, speed, and mechanical stress inside the mint. Condition plays a massive role in value. Many 1982 pennies were heavily circulated, scratched, or damaged. Finding an uncirculated example with original red color, clean surfaces, and sharp details is becoming increasingly rare. Coins like these stand out immediately and are highly respected by advanced collectors. What makes this coin especially fascinating is that it is still accessible. You do not need to travel to auctions or spend large amounts of money to search for one. They can still be found in old jars, rolls, collections, and sometimes even pocket change. This makes the 1982 penny one of the most exciting coins for beginners and experienced collectors alike. For coin lovers, this penny represents curiosity and discovery. It teaches patience, observation, and respect for history. It reminds us that even small changes in metal and design can create lasting impact. Listening carefully to these details helps collectors understand why this coin is so important and why it continues to grow in popularity year after year. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1982 Lincoln penny is usually worth only a few cents. A confirmed copper variety in good condition can be worth several dollars. High-grade uncirculated examples may reach tens of dollars. Rare transitional errors and major mint mistakes have sold at auction for hundreds of dollars, and the most famous error examples have reached values of several $1,000s. If you enjoyed this deep and careful journey into one of America's most important pennies, stay connected with History Coins HD, listen closely to every detail, and keep searching, because the next rare 1982 penny could already be waiting for you. Coin number 4. We are focusing on a penny that many collectors have seen countless times, yet very few have truly understood. A coin that came from one of the busiest moments in United States mint history. The Lincoln 1-cent coin dated 1964 with the Denver Mint mark is often called common, but behind that label hides a story of pressure, urgency, and hidden collector opportunity. Coin lovers should listen very carefully, because this penny speaks quietly, but with great meaning. In 1964, America was facing a serious shortage of coins. People were saving them, removing them from circulation, and businesses were struggling to make change. The U.S. Mint responded by pushing production to extreme levels. At the Denver Mint, machines ran continuously, striking millions upon millions of pennies. Speed became more important than precision, and when that happens, perfection disappears. This environment is exactly what creates collectible coins. This penny belongs to the final years of the traditional copper era. Made with a rich copper alloy, it carries a warmth, weight, and sound that modern pennies no longer have. Collectors deeply appreciate this era because it represents the last stretch of classic American cent production. Over time, most 1964 D pennies became worn, darkened, or damaged through heavy circulation, making well-preserved examples far more desirable today. Strike quality is one of the most important factors for this coin. Because dies were overused and production was rushed, many examples show weak details. Lincoln's hair often blends together, the cheek looks flat, and the lettering may appear soft. Finding a sharply struck example with full detail and original mint luster is far more difficult than the massive mintage suggests. When such a coin appears, collectors immediately take notice. Errors add another layer of excitement. Some 1964 D pennies show doubled die characteristics, where the date, Liberty, or motto displays noticeable doubling caused by misaligned dies. These errors can be subtle, which means many valuable coins pass through hands unnoticed. Off-center strikes are also known from this year, producing dramatic designs where part of the coin is shifted away from the center. Die cracks and die chips are common due to worn and stressed mint equipment. These appear as raised lines, breaks, or unusual shapes on the surface and give each coin a unique fingerprint. Some pennies were struck on imperfect planchets, resulting in rough textures or uneven thickness. Every one of these flaws tells a story of pressure, fatigue, and non-stop production inside the mint. Condition plays a critical role in value. Many people clean old pennies, believing it improves appearance, but cleaning permanently damages collector value. Experienced collectors search for original surfaces, natural toning, and untouched luster. Red or red-brown examples that remain uncleaned are especially prized and increasingly difficult to find. What makes the 1964 penny so exciting is that it is still accessible. It can still appear in inherited collections, old jars, forgotten rolls, and estate holdings. The thrill comes from careful listening, close inspection, and the understanding that history often hides in plain sight. For collectors, this penny represents more than money. It represents urgency, transition, and survival. It reminds us that even during chaos, something special can be created. Listening carefully to its story helps us appreciate why this coin continues to capture attention decades later. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1964 Lincoln penny is usually worth only a few cents. An uncirculated example with strong original red color can be worth several dollars. Coins with verified double die errors, major off-center strikes, or exceptional preservation have sold at auction for amounts ranging from tens of dollars to several $100s, with top-grade certified examples reaching values of over $1,000. If you enjoyed this deep and thoughtful journey into one of America's most misunderstood pennies, stay connected with History Coins HD, listen carefully, and keep searching your collection, because history is often hiding in the smallest copper coin. Coin number 5. We are uncovering a coin that many people have seen thousands of times but very few have truly understood. A penny from the heart of the 1970s, carrying the image of Abraham Lincoln and the small letter D beneath the date. The 1975 Lincoln 1-cent coin may appear ordinary at first glance, but hidden within this coin is a story of production pressure, minting mistakes, and collector excitement that continues to grow every year. The United States Mint was producing massive numbers of pennies during this period. Inflation, population growth, and daily commerce demanded huge quantities of small change. Because of this, speed often mattered more than perfection. When speed increases, mistakes follow, and for collectors, those mistakes are where rarity is born. This is why the 1975 penny deserves careful attention. This coin belongs to the classic copper era, before major metal changes reshaped the penny forever. Its solid copper feel and warm tone give it a character that modern cents simply do not have. Collectors appreciate not only the history but also the physical presence of this coin. When preserved properly, the surface can show rich red or red-brown color that immediately catches the eye. Most 1975 pennies found today are worn, scratched, or dull from decades of circulation. Finding one with sharp detail is becoming increasingly difficult. Collectors look closely at Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline, as well as the clarity of the lettering. Strong strikes with clean fields are far scarcer than people realize. Errors are what make this coin truly exciting. Some examples show doubled die characteristics, where the date, the word Liberty, or the motto display clear doubling. These are not always obvious and require patience and magnification to detect. That is why so many valuable error coins are unknowingly spent every year. Off-center strikes are another highly collectible error for this date. These coins show the design shifted to one side, sometimes dramatically, creating a unique and eye-catching appearance. Clipped planchets, where part of the metal blank is missing, also appear on this year and are strongly desired by error collectors. Die cracks and die chips are common signs of worn mint equipment. These appear as raised lines or unusual shapes on the coin's surface and tell a story of metal fatigue inside the mint. Some 1975 pennies were struck with weak pressure, resulting in missing details or flat areas, which can also increase collector interest. Condition is everything. Coins that were never cleaned, polished, or altered hold the highest value. Original surfaces, even with natural toning, are far more desirable than shiny coins that have been damaged by cleaning. Coin lovers understand that patience and knowledge protect value. What makes this penny especially enjoyable for collectors is that it is still possible to find one. Old jars, inherited collections, forgotten rolls, and estate holdings sometimes hide high-grade examples or rare errors. The thrill of discovery keeps collectors listening carefully, learning constantly, and enjoying every moment of the hunt. The 1975 D Lincoln penny reminds us that rarity is not always about age. It is about circumstances, mistakes, and survival. Every coin tells a story, and this one speaks quietly but powerfully to those who take the time to listen. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1975 D Lincoln penny is generally worth only a few cents. An uncirculated example with strong red color can be worth several dollars. Coins with verified double die errors, major off-center strikes, or exceptional preservation have sold at auction for amounts ranging from tens of dollars to several $100s, with the finest certified error examples reaching values of over $1,000. If you enjoyed this detailed and thoughtful journey into a hidden collectible, stay connected with History Coins HD, listen carefully to every detail, and keep checking your coins, because the next rare discovery could already be in your hands. Coin number 6. We are talking about a penny that many people still believe is too modern to matter, yet collectors know it hides some very surprising secrets. The Lincoln 1-cent coin dated 1997 with the Denver Mint mark is often overlooked, spent without a second thought, and forgotten in everyday change. But for those who truly understand modern coinage, this penny deserves careful attention. Coin lovers should listen very carefully, because this is one of those coins where rarity hides in the smallest details. By 1997, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies each year. Speed and efficiency were the priority. The penny was now made with a zinc core and a thin copper coating, which changed how coins reacted to pressure, heat, and wear. These conditions created a perfect environment for unusual mint errors, and that is exactly why this coin has become interesting to modern collectors. At first glance, the design looks familiar. Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears clean and simple, but when examined closely, many 1997 D pennies show weak strikes. Details in Lincoln's hair, ear, and jawline are often flat. Finding a coin with sharp detail and full definition is far more difficult than most people realize. High-quality examples are already becoming scarce. Errors are where this penny truly becomes exciting. One of the most talked about problems with this year is plating issues. Because the copper layer is extremely thin, some coins were struck with improper plating, resulting in bubbles, blisters, peeling copper, or exposed zinc. These errors create dramatic visual effects and are highly collectible when confirmed as mint-made. Double die varieties are also known. Some coins show noticeable doubling in the date, the word Liberty, or the motto. These doubled features can be very subtle, which means many people unknowingly spend them. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error, where the design is shifted, sometimes leaving part of the coin blank. These errors instantly attract attention from collectors. Die cracks and die chips are common on this date as well. These appear as raised lines or unusual shapes caused by worn or damaged dies. Some 1997 D pennies even show grease-filled dies, where parts of the design appear faded or missing due to grease blocking the die during striking. Each of these errors tells a story of high-speed production and stressed mint equipment. Condition matters greatly. Most of these pennies entered circulation immediately and suffered damage. Finding an uncirculated example with original red color, clean surfaces, and no spotting is becoming harder each year. Coins that were never cleaned or altered hold far greater collector value than shiny cleaned examples. What makes this penny especially appealing is that it is still possible to find. It can appear in rolls, old jars, forgotten collections, and even pocket change. This keeps collectors motivated, patient, and excited. The joy comes from careful listening, close inspection, and understanding what makes a coin special beyond its face value. For modern collectors, the 1997 D Lincoln penny proves that rarity is not just about age. It is about errors, survival, and condition. It teaches us that even recent coins can become important collectibles when production mistakes and time work together. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1997 D Lincoln penny is usually worth only a few cents. An uncirculated example with strong red color can be worth several dollars. Coins with confirmed double die errors, major plating errors, or dramatic off-center strikes have sold at auction for amounts ranging from tens of dollars to several $100s, with the most exceptional certified error examples reaching values of over $1,000. If you enjoyed this deep and careful look into a modern hidden collectible, stay connected with History Coins HD, listen closely, and keep checking your change, because even a penny from the 1990s can still surprise you. Coin number 7. We are focusing on a penny that quietly connects the past and the future of American coinage. A coin many people overlook, yet one that holds surprising importance for collectors who know where to look. The Lincoln 1-cent coin dated 1978 may seem ordinary, but this penny was struck during a period when the United States Mint was under intense pressure, and pressure creates mistakes. Coin lovers should listen very carefully, because the value of this penny lies in its details, not just its date. The 1978 Lincoln penny belongs to the final years of the traditional copper era. It was made before the dramatic metal changes that would soon follow in the early 1980s. This alone gives the coin historical weight. When held in the hand, it feels solid, warm, and rich compared to modern cents. Collectors appreciate this era because it represents the last stretch of classic penny production. During this time, the mint was producing massive quantities of coins to meet the demands of everyday commerce. Speed was essential, and quality control often suffered. Because of this, many 1978 pennies show weak strikes. Lincoln's hair, ear, and jawline are often flat and lacking detail. Finding a sharply struck example with full definition immediately increases collector interest. Condition plays a major role. Most examples were heavily circulated, scratched, or dulled over time. An uncirculated coin with original red color is far scarcer than people realize. Collectors value untouched surfaces, strong luster, and clean fields. A naturally preserved coin tells a much better story than one that has been cleaned or polished. Errors are where the 1978 penny becomes truly exciting. Some examples show doubled die characteristics, especially in the date, the word Liberty, or the motto. These doubled features can be subtle and require careful inspection. Many people unknowingly spend these valuable coins because the doubling is not always obvious. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error seen on this year. These coins display the design shifted away from the center, sometimes leaving blank space on one side. Such errors are dramatic, instantly noticeable, and highly collectible. Clipped planchets also appear, where part of the metal blank was improperly cut, leaving a curved missing section on the coin. Die cracks and die chips are common signs of worn mint equipment. These appear as raised lines or unusual bumps on the coin's surface and give each piece a unique fingerprint. Some 1978 pennies also show grease-filled dies, where parts of the design appear faded or missing because grease blocked the die during striking. These unusual features make collectors pause and look closer. What makes this penny especially enjoyable is that it is still accessible. It can be found in old jars, forgotten collections, inherited rolls, and sometimes even pocket change. The thrill of discovery keeps collectors patient and passionate. Every coin examined is an opportunity to learn and uncover something special for coin lovers. The 1978 Lincoln penny proves that rarity is not always about age. It is about survival, mistakes, and condition. Listening carefully to these details helps collectors understand why this penny continues to attract attention decades after it was minted. Now let us talk about value. A normal circulated 1978 Lincoln penny is usually worth only a few cents. An uncirculated example with strong red color can be worth several dollars. Coins with verified double die errors, off-center strikes, or other significant mint mistakes have sold at auction for amounts ranging from tens of dollars to several $100s, with exceptional certified error examples reaching values of over $1,000. If you enjoyed this detailed journey into a hidden classic, stay connected with History Coins HD, listen carefully, and keep searching your coins, because even a simple penny from the 1970s can still surprise you.